Ladies and gentlemen, weebs and waifus, welcome to Kyo World here on YouTube. And I'm your host, with the most, man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, it's Kyo. And today I will be sharing with you the last in this generation's dark fantasy big three, Hell's Paradise. Now, if you are familiar with the concept of big threes in anime, then you know that each generation has their big three that sort of stand above the rest in terms of popularity. First, there was Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach, and then came Demon Slayer, My Hero Academia, and Attack on Titan. And now, there is a new big three in town that I have personally dubbed as the Dark Fantasy Big Three. Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man, and last, but certainly not least, Hell's Paradise. Now, obviously on this channel, I have already covered Chainsaw Man in detail, and have also brought up Jujutsu Kaisen in a previous video as well. And now that Hell's Paradise is finally out, it is time to cover the last of the Dark Fantasy Big Three. But before we dive into Hell's Paradise, did you know that 90% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed to the channel? Can you believe the audacity of that 90%? I mean, that's an absolute travesty. I mean, I put a lot of time and effort into each video, so if that 90% can find it in their heart, in their souls, to just hit that subscribe button, it would be greatly appreciated. It literally takes 0.01 seconds to do, and it's absolutely free. Now, without further ado, let's talk Hell's Paradise. We begin the anime by following the main protagonist Gabimaru the Hollow, the top shinobi in his village, who has been sentenced to death. We find out the reason he is to be killed is because Gabimaru, after marrying the village chief's daughter, wants to retire from the shinobi business and live a nice, quiet, normal life with his wife. He does not want to kill anymore, and believes the village chief will understand for the sake of his daughter's well-being. However, this is where Gabimaru made his crucial mistake. I mean, after all, the chief is the one who actually slaughtered Gabimaru's mother and father for wanting to do the exact same thing he wants to do with the village chief daughter Yui. Upon hearing that Gabimaru wants out of the shinobi killing business, the chief pretends to understand his plight and orders him to do one last mission before he can cut ties with the village. Of course, Gabimaru, and all of us in fact, were duped.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
During the assassination mission, Gabimaru was captured and sentenced to death, and that is where we meet Gabimaru, on death row. Multiple execution techniques are attempted on Gabimaru, such as beheading, being burned at the stake, being burned with hot oil, using oxen to rip his limbs apart, and absolutely nothing works. Due to his superhuman body that he has developed over the years as a shinobi, and potentially being subject to the elixir of life, the death row executioners are left puzzled. All the while, Gabimaru is being interviewed by Sagiri Yamada Asaemon, a master swordswoman from the famed Yamada Asaemon family of executioners. Gabimaru tells her all about his past and his life up until now, and says he is nothing but a hollow shell of himself, who has no attachments to life. He cannot understand why he will not die, and states many times how he does want to die. Finally, once all resources have been exhausted, the death row executioners have no choice but to call in the big gun herself, Sagiri. After many years of intense life or death training, Gabimaru the Hollow is able to detect her malice once she draws her sword, and even envisions himself being decapitated by Sagiri. She goes in for the kill, only for Gabimaru to avoid the sword strike. However, out of all the ways they tried to kill him, she was the first one to actually draw blood. Gabimaru is definitely feeling worried at this point, and is instantly put in a fight or flight situation. It's almost as if he starts to instinctively dodge her attacks, and eventually starts fighting back. But he is still confused as to why he does not want to die after convincing himself he is hollow and is just a monster. However, that is when Sagiri reveals the reason why he is still fighting back. He actually does have an attachment to life after all. His loving wife, Yui. Yui is the one person to make Gabimaru blush. She sees the humanity inside of Gabimaru and knows he isn't really hollow and does indeed feel things. And even after numerous murders, she still accepts him for who he is and what he does without judgment or malice, and probably prays for him on a daily basis. Gabimaru realizes that Sagiri is right, but there's no way he can be with his wife again. That is when Sagiri drops this bombshell. The shogunate is offering him the chance to be pardoned for all of his crimes and will be granted their protection if he finds the elixir of life in the other world. After losing 5 expedition teams sent to the island, this time the shogunate sends a group of disposable death row convicts. The convicts are each given a Yamada Asaimon executioner, who they must return with in order to obtain the pardon. As of the recording of this video, Episode 3 has just dropped and the first season is ordered for 13 episodes. So if you were a fan of Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen, you definitely have to watch Hell's Paradise. It has amazing visuals and awesome action and fight sequences. I definitely believe it will be one of the more notable anime of the year, and I see it only getting better and better. All in all, I really enjoyed the first 3 episodes of Hell's Paradise, and I am very excited to see how the story progresses for Gabimaru, the not-so-hollow. We have seen this man, or should I say demon's, ability in combat a number of times already, like when he is fighting Sagiri in Shisenkyo, or killing other death row convicts who threaten to take his life. I am excited to see if Gabimaru is actually able to do the impossible and get the elixir of life so he can finally be with his wife Yui again. I will definitely be rooting for him. If you have made it to this point in the video, a huge arigato to you, and if you haven't seen Hell's Paradise yet, I think now is the perfect time to dive in now that Season 1 has just started. And if you have already seen Hell's Paradise, let me know in the comments which character or moment you enjoyed the most. I would love to hear from you. In the meantime and in between time, sayonara.